everyone, and welcome to Tired TV Talks. Cyberprime here, and welcome to the first episode in our first ever Reviewathon, which is basically a series of videos where we just do reviews. This was originally meant to be one massive 2.5 hour long video, but that ended up not being the case. We decided not to, and by we, I mean completely and utterly Eddie, we just decided to kind of split it up because it'll just be easier to upload and stuff like that. So hopefully you enjoy this one. The first episode is Wonder Woman 84, and if you hear like references that were already in the video, or like the video had something before this, don't worry, it doesn't. It's just the way that it ended up being edited. Yeah, because for some reason we recorded the reviews before recording an intro, because we're very organized. But anyway, hope you enjoy this video and the Reviewathon as a whole. Entire TV Talks is back, and hopefully it'll be for more regularly uploads. So thank you all so much, and enjoy the video.
Tire Talks is good, but it can be better.
Welcome back to the Tire TV Talks, which you have already joined because you heard.
No, you fucked it up.
What was
Welcome back to
clearly
the section of the video of which we're reviewing Wonder Woman 1984, and we're
Yes.
definitely not doing this first and kind of Frankensteining monster the rest of the podcast.
No,
But,
that's not
yeah.
at all what's happening. Right now we're going to do a quick review of, well, we say quick, but here at Tire Talks we don't have a concept of time.
Listen. I'll do it in 1 second. Wonder Woman 1984 is good, but it could be better.
There you go, that's all we had to say. So thank you for listening to a review. No, but okay, let's jump in. Out of 10, what would you give it? Just broadly, out of 10, what would you give it?
When I first saw, I think I had a review of it on Letterboxd where it was like 4. I think it's a 6.5 to a 7.
Oh, that's interesting. I would give it a 6 or a 7 as well.
I seen this back in December in a cinema when cinemas weren't illegal to go to, where they were kind of like, hey, you can go to the cinema.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I didn't see that in the cinema.
I'm just gonna bring this up real quick because we're almost going to invite Hoover on, but
yes, Hoover was supposed to be here, but sadly he couldn't make it. I was calling him on the phone, and he was saying something like screaming about turtles and like cutting the brakes in the car and screaming out of control off a canyon. I couldn't really make any head or tail of it, but he'll be here for the next, like, whenever we get him on. Don't worry. But what, continue, Turtle Guy?
If he's lucky. So yeah, the first time I mentioned, like, I was like, hey, Wonder Woman 1984 is not too bad. We actually watched this around Christmas time because that's when it came out on streaming. And we totally watched it legally. I mean, legally. Oh, fuck! Oh no! Wonder Woman's breaking through the window!
But carry on.
So yeah, the first time, so I mentioned this, and then Hoover pops on, and he's like, did you watch Wonder Woman 1984? And I'm like, yeah, you want to talk about it? And he's like, how? It was hot garbage. Now, I think recently me and Hoover, we've shook hands, we can see why, I can see why he's hated it, and I think he somewhat agrees with why I like it to some extent. So, we've shook hands on it. You know, I may or may not have tried to murder him a few times, but I think we've come to a nice, satisfying conclusion.
Okay, well, that's good to know. That's a little bit of the lore.
That's a little bit of the lore. And then Mr. Cyberprime watched it, and to my joy, you quite liked it. What would you give this flick out of 10?
I thought it was better considerably than the first Wonder Woman movie, which I didn't like.
Yeah, you didn't like the first one.
I feel like I'm the only person on the planet that didn't like that movie. I don't know why I didn't like it, I just didn't like it. This movie, on the other hand, was completely opposite side of the spectrum. I did enjoy this movie. This movie was good. Maybe it was because it was more colorful.
Yeah, because some people was like, wow, I hate this movie because it's so much different to the other one.
Oh, well, okay, I must be the opposite.
Also, the thing is, yeah, there's a lot of mixed things about this, saying like Wonder Woman 1984 was a bomb. I don't think it was that bad. Plus, it was basically a streaming film, so
Yeah.
the things are mixed about it. Plus, there is a Wonder Woman 3 in the works, so we'll see how
Oh,
that
okay, cool.
goes.
Good. I hope it's actually in
Mm,
modern day now. I hope.
Well, Wonder Woman 1991, Wonder Woman 1999,
Oh, well, it could happen.
Wonder
But
Woman 2012.
Wonder Woman 2020. uh, but yeah, no,
It's just her
I
and Steve Rogers wearing, or Steve Rogers,
Steve.
Steve.
Oh, that's a crossover I didn't see coming.
Hey, Steve Trevor, who's back
Yes.
again. It's
Back
just like
again,
the
third
third
time.
time.
This is a
Oh my gosh,
clone this
she's
time.
back again.
Yeah. But
Oi.
personally, I enjoyed it. Music was great, except for the
Yeah.
random point where they put in a beautiful eye from
Hans
uh
Zimmer's just got lazy.
no, I don't
I
I don't
didn't.
think it is because it's a nice piece of music. And I don't know if
Apparently,
he
he
was
didn't use it a lot. It's
I
so
did
weird. I thought it was so jarring when it took me out of the film for a minute, and then I'm like, this kind of sounds like, wait, is this the right music? Because again, I watched this a few days before, and I was like, is this correct?
they
Is there
accidentally
like a?
spliced in a different
I
film.
no, I was genuinely thinking that. I was like, what? This sounds
Okay,
so different. I do
yeah.
love that piece of music though.
Yes, it is a nice piece of music. And the
But yeah,
final,
also
yeah,
sorry to
okay,
cut you off, but
carry on.
spoilers.
Oh
This
yes, we
film's
should
been
talk
out
about
for three
spoilers.
months. If you haven't watched it, spoilers.
Yes, that is your
Yeah,
spoiler warning. Everything in
yeah,
this review-a-thon will have spoilers, so this is your spoiler warning. But now I'm just gonna go through a couple things that I thought about the movie, which are kind of the biggest things in my head.
yeah. We'll go
There's
through the big
probably
things and then we'll go character by character.
yeah, okay. So the abilities of Wonder Woman in this movie were cool. I liked it, but some of it didn't make a lot of sense. Um, uh,
Canonicity wise.
yeah, canonicity wise. But Snyder Cut came out, so that'll fix it. Oh wait, no, they weren't in that either. But I'm sure maybe she got hit in the head with a frying pan and forgot about it, or she doesn't have to use all of her powers all the time. So maybe I'm willing to forget that. I'm
Well,
willing to forgive.
Batman's watching this film, or like she's telling him the story, and it's like, well, gee, Diana, an invisible plane would have been nice. Or you mean to say you knew a wish stone, or like your thing can show the truth, or what the fuck is this?
Oh well, she
Or
does
what's the
use the
point?
truth thing. She does actually use that.
No, I mean like I don't know. It did a weird thing where it like could show the truth, or like it. I don't know. It did a weird thing in the film where like if it wraps
It hooked
around,
lightning.
it did some weird shit. I don't know. I'm trying to remember. Also, Diana can. Well, she always could kind of like in the Snyder films, especially in Justice League, she could do really long jumps,
Yeah, I
like
think it's like
flying.
yeah, I think it's kind of like super strength. I guess kind of like how the Hulk does it. Um,
Yeah.
I
Bit
think
bit
she just
strange, not
straight
gonna
up
lie.
flew in Wonder Woman 84 though at some points, didn't she?
Because Steve Trevor. Oh,
Yeah.
he
Oh, that man.
he's gonna be an interesting one to talk about because there's a bit of controversy about him.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Although
Moving
there is
before we get
another
on to Steve
film that
Trevor.
I think does a similar thing, but I can't remember which one it was.
Well, that is. I'm glad you were able to add that to the to the topic. But
Yep,
what else was I
it's
going
a
to say?
tired TV talk.
Invisible Jet. I did like that. I was very much a fan of that. I thought that was cool. The random
I like the way
prequel
they
bit
did that. Yeah,
at the start, I can't actually remember the relevance where they were on Themyscira. I guess it was probably to
it
have a
taught
bit
her a
on Themyscira.
lesson. No cheating, and plus,
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
because
know.
she
The
didn't want
actors needed
wishes. I
work.
don't know. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
It's like
Uh,
you can't cheat, you know?
yeah, you can't wish and you can't cheat through life, and then yeah, and then
Instantly
bad
wishes and
guy
cheats through
cheetahs.
life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But
You
that was an
can't
interesting
cheat.
concept. That actually, yeah, okay, before we get to cheetah, the actual wish stone as a concept was very interesting. I like that. although it was a bit vague sometimes.
It was a bit
Um,
poorly explained
yeah,
sometimes.
but
Like,
it
I'm
looked
still
cool.
thinking, what the fuck happened to that guy at the start of the film? Oh, we should have had a coffee. Oh, here's a coffee. Now he's just fucking stabbed in the back of a fucking museum.
He becomes one of the exhibits. Jesus. Um,
For
oh
a
God,
fucking
that's horrible.
coffee?
Yeah, I mean, what
Like,
would be
what the
the
fuck?
cost of a coffee? Um,
Your soul.
your soul is mine. But yeah, I thought it was cool. It wasn't what I expected. But I
Yeah.
think now it's time, before we jump into the villains, which I'm kind of excited to talk about because I did
The
really
other
like the villains in this
characters?
show. Um, let's talk about Trevor for a split second.
No, let's talk about another character just before we jump into Steve Trevor and
Okay,
Diana.
what is
Let's
this
talk
character?
about Handsome Man. I'm not
Handsome
joking.
man?
That's what he's called in the credits. That's the guy.
Handsome man?
No, that's the guy who Steve Trevor basically possesses. He doesn't
Oh
have a name. He's
yeah.
called Handsome Man.
I hated that. I thought that was so unbelievably fucked up. That
Oh,
concept of
so did the
someone.
internet.
Yeah, that was.
She
Oh,
basically well, again, there was some other film or some other thing where like they've done this, but I can't remember what. I think it might have been a Marvel film or something where a character possesses another person, and then basically it's really weird when you think about it, because
yeah, it's
apparently they
fucked up.
did like that's basically kidnapping and a whole bunch of things.
Yeah,
He
and
took his body for a ride like Casper.
yeah, in more ways than one, and it's just completely fucked up. And then, did he have? I don't think he had a wife, so it probably or a husband or
No, but
like
still, that could have been like. Listen, why did that doesn't really make sense. Plus, there wasn't any real wish or like. Well, I think the consequence was that.
she
Listen,
lost her
you
powers,
didn't
wasn't it?
need it. You didn't need to make it that he possessed another guy. It
Exactly, you
could.
didn't.
It
It
could
could
have
have.
easily been
He
that
just appears,
he just appears.
and then he turns to dust, and then he just like fades away, and then he's like, I don't feel so good,
Yeah,
and then he just floats away in the wind,
but yeah, that was I
like
think
a
kind of
turd in
weird.
the
But yeah,
wind.
that's our perfect little segue
Yeah,
to go on to
I just.
like if they want to do that, I kind of wish if they go full turkey with that and not make Diana lose her powers in the classic second movie trope, like go full on Spider-Man 2. Oh no, I'm losing my powers because of a wish. Why not? Oh shit, this guy is fucking dying or something.
Yeah, that was actually another thing. The way that some of the wishes worked were like this also affects the canonicity, like a giant ass wall going around the city, like stuff that the world not knowing who Wonder Woman was as well. Except I think they do know in Justice League,
It's
actually,
bloody bonkers.
because she's just
Yeah.
there in chilling in London, saving people in broad daylight. But then
Well,
I'm
is
assuming
she?
people. Yeah, she broke into the bank and then she saved all the
Yeah, but
people in
there's no
front.
fudge of that. She's like
I
she's
refuse. That's
hiding,
actually
maybe.
another thing in Wonder Woman 84. I refuse to believe there was absolutely no footage because there is a point in this movie where she like uses her crown to cut through all of the cameras to like
Hmm.
get rid of any footage. I refuse to believe there is no footage of Wonder Woman in a daylit mall like beating up a bunch of thieves. There is
Well, cameras
absolutely.
didn't really exist back then.
Well, they did until she cut them off the wall, but
Yeah,
like
but I mean like mobile phones and mobile cameras.
no, but she couldn't have gone all of the cameras.
I
There's got
I
to be
do not
something,
know.
even a drone, something, a security camera outside the building. Something had to see
Yeah.
her. There's no way that people do
Also,
not
there's two
know.
other things I want to bring up about just
It's only
weirdness
a little
things
thing
that
though.
this film slaps over. It's like, is the first like, oh, Cheetah's losing her humanity, and
Oh
then
yes,
fucking
out of
turns into a
nowhere.
cheetah.
Yeah, out of
Like it's
nowhere.
like, oh, I want to be an apex predator. Okay, meow.
There was no transformation, but that is one thing. I really, really liked Cheetah as a villain. I thought Cheetah was great in every
She was
single
fine
aspect.
until she turned into a cat.
Yeah, I think the way that they had her before she turned into a cat was a brilliant, like, modernization.
Yeah, like with the whole cheetah fur on, and
Yeah, and she
that
had,
was
like, the
fine.
clothes. I thought that looked, like, Great.
You could have
That
kept
worked.
that.
Yeah, exactly. That would have worked as like a modern kind of equivalent to
But
that character.
no, they wanted to. I don't know.
And
That was a bit strange.
it's kind of ambiguous. I don't think we know for certain if
Mm.
she gave up her wish or not at the
Yeah,
end.
that's the other thing. You actually put me onto a nice tangent to my next point. Is did everybody give up their wish? I
I
don't
don't
think so.
I don't think so. So
No
that must
fucking
mean there's
way.
thousands of people out there that just like became rich for no
Yeah.
reason.
Plus, I do think Hoover actually told me this point, and it's just so weird. It's like some of the, I think it was like the Irish one, like, oh, I wish all you Irish people would get arrested or something, or like be brought. Oh, it's so weird.
Oh man, imagine an entire country of people getting arrested like instantaneously. That's
I have to arrest myself, officer.
All right, officer, I'll arrest you after I arrest me. Um, that'd
Yeah.
be kind of, oh man.
Yeah,
But
some of the wishes didn't really make sense, but
it
I
was a
think,
fun movie if you don't look into the details. I think that's a good
yeah, I
way
think
of
that's the
describing it.
biggest thing.
Yeah, it's also a
Yeah,
movie where the villain spoilers last chance. And, we've talked
big
about it a lot
spoiler
though.
warning.
But the villain doesn't, as far as we know, get caught in the end. He just goes back and just
But
lives his life.
surely he'd have to be arrested or something. He was very well known.
Yes, he was. And people are going to be like, "You're going to be arrested,"
Yeah.
but it could be worse. And then they're going to like hold like outside of a motel he's hiding in, and they're going to
We
prison
will
break him.
quickly go character by character, just like a little deep dive. But the other thing is, Pedro Pascal, once again, I think that's Pedro Pascal, sorry. Um, they basically is like, hey, who are we gonna hire? Oh, what's his name? Oh, his name's Maxwell Lord, and he's got a son-like character. Ah, say no more, Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. Oh my God, is he getting
What's his?
typecast? Because he's going to be
I
Joel
don't
as
think
well,
so. Exactly.
and the
He's
Mandalorian.
Joel. He's the Mandalorian with Baby Yoda. He's Maxwell Lord in this, and he was
hmm
also in. I don't know who he played, but he was in We Can Be Heroes. Is that the name of it?
Oh
Or
my God, yeah, he was another father figure.
he was a father figure.
He's being
Listen, I'm
typecast as
glad
the
he's
cool
getting the
dad.
work.
Yeah, he's becoming typecast as the cool dad.
Would you
It's
rather
not the
be
worst
like the bro
typecast,
dad?
actually.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah, it's
bad.
no, it's not. It's not actually. It's not bad for
Casting
eight,
is good, but it can be
but it
better.
can be better. Oh
That is
man,
the
that is a
best
great
promo I've
line.
ever seen.
It is a great line and it's a great meme. That movie did make that. That Maxwell Lord as a character. If we start with Maxwell Lord, I
Yeah.
loved him. Maxwell Lord was
Justice
great.
League is good, but it can be better.
Yeah, exactly. But Maxwell Lord, it wasn't to Hoover what was driving him wasn't clear. Hoover completely missed it the first time. So Hoover, if you're watching this,
Yeah.
I'm revealing that to the public. But Max
Beep
basically
you.
Max Maxwell Lord was like had a dying medical condition and he was running out of money at the same time, but he wanted
Yeah,
to
which is very obvious because he was fucking all his eyes are all bloodshit and they looked sick
yeah.
as hell. I don't 100% know why they made his hair blonde, or was that like some political propaganda?
I have no idea, actually.
Because he does look a bit like a former president.
I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't notice
I don't know.
or
Because
pick
the
up.
character, well, I don't know. Maybe he does look a bit comic-ish as well.
Well, yeah, he was very suave and he had the suits and everything, and it was very good. Maxwell Lord
Cool.
was a great villain, possibly one of my favorite villains so far in the DCEU. He's definitely better than King Orm. King Orm wasn't bad, but
I'll say this: he was my favorite human villain, if you know what I mean.
are you talking about
So like,
Darkseid?
no. So like, I mean like, in terms of Lex Luthor, he was like a better version of that and all that.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think, cause like there's
I
General
mean,
Zod's quite good,
no
and
one will ever top Black Manta. Black Manta, for me personally, is the pinnacle. Followed maybe by Black
well,
Mask. But Black Manta is up there. Black Manta it could single-handedly take on the Justice League and whoop their ass. They should make the Black Manta
you
movie. The Black
You
Manta
strike a
is
good point, because I can't remember anything about Black Mask.
Black Mask
What was
blew
his
up on a
motivation?
pier. I can't remember. He blew up on a pier. That's all I remember, and he was a germaphobe.
Um,
That's all I remember. And I think he had Victor Zaz. Was that Victor Zaz? I think that was Victor Zaz he had with him. That was another weird DCU movie that I actually didn't mind either. I'm pleasantly surprised
both
with
of
the
which
recent.
we watched along to.
Yes, my first experience with both of these movies was with Grandmaster Turtle Guy here.
The
Um,
Grand Master.
yeah,
But
but
yeah.
so as of actually, yeah, from Wonder Woman onwards, I think personally the DCEU is going on an upwards streak. I think they're doing well. Except
Oh,
that's
you
not to
think
say
so, do you?
I like Shazam and I also liked Aquaman. So they're not necessarily bad, but
Oh yeah. Suicide Squad could be good. It's
I
very
hope it is.
messy. I will say that.
Yeah, it's not as organized. I feel like there isn't like a big plan, especially the fact that they're axing the plan that the director for probably the most profitable movie in the DCU made.
They're
I
really
don't
following the
understand.
Captain Cold rules. Make the plan.
Yeah,
Expect the plan to go off the rails. Throw away the plan. No wait.
that
Make the plan. Execute the plan. Expect the plan to go off the rails. Throw away the plan.
that is one thing that the CW shows and like the Arrowverse will always have over is that they do actually have a
A plan.
plan. Yes, and they follow it.
Kind of.
It succeeded. The Crisis on Infinite Earths was great. I love that.
Mhm.
But that's another whole other thing to
I
review and another thing.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing because I rewatched Crisis on Earth X quite recently, and it was also quite good.
Yeah, that was actually a good one as well.
Mhm.
God, I need to rewatch the Crises actually. But anyway, back to Wonder Woman. Before we move from this topic into the next topic that you are definitely aware of, and so are we. Don't ask any
Mhm.
questions.
Yeah,
Um, Cheetah was
that
great. I
topic.
like Cheetah. Yes, that topic. But Cheetah was cool. Again, I
Yeah,
think we kind
except
of went.
for the whole
Yeah,
meow.
the very end, which I get why they wanted to do because like comic accuracy and stuff.
Yeah,
But
I'm.
there's the tone of the
There's
movie
comic
that they were.
accuracy, and then there's.
Yeah, but it's hard to explain though because I feel like the Suicide Squad is pulling off comic accuracy at the same time, which is really
It's just
weird.
kind of that.
The
Like if you
tone, I
start.
guess.
No, I think it's if you start out doing weird stuff,
Yeah, actually,
which
that's a
the
great
Suicide
way.
Squad is clearly doing.
Yes,
Like you're starting
actually.
out with Weasel and King Shark.
Yeah,
It'd
an
be
arm fall off
strange
boy or
if you,
TDK.
yeah, if you, it'd be strange if you, it'd be strange if you played it off really straight, really serious, and then, spoilers if you haven't seen the Suicide Squad trailer, boom, Starro just randomly fights out.
Giant starfish.
No, yeah, you know the director, you know that it's going to be weird as shit, and it's not like you see it and you're kind of like, oh, but it's like, it's not, oh, this is completely out of one side. Like, this
Yeah,
is,
whereas Wonder Woman is the sequel to a kind of gritty-ish war movie,
hmm,
um, which I still think it was a good change. I
I
think
quite enjoy.
the happier is
But
cool.
I feel like that too did have a bit of a similar moment where it was just kind of like, oh, I'm bloody the British fucking mustache guy.
Oh yeah,
I've
he
been
was like
pulling the
Ares,
strings
wasn't
all
he?
along. Yeah, I'm Ares, the god of war. Oh, okay. Now I'm going to fight you and have a really weird action climax that maybe could have been reshoots.
Yes, but yeah, the actual fight between Cheetah and Wonder Woman was cool. I did
Yeah.
actually like that.
Although she nearly murdered her several times, but
Yes, and also I'm pretty sure the way that she defeated Cheetah should have technically killed Diana at the same time.
yeah,
If she
because she was
electrocuted
wearing a
her.
massive fucking gold suit.
Yeah, but she's Themyscirian, so I guess that's a get out of jail free card. Um, but yeah, as for Wonder Woman herself, Wonder Woman was pretty good in this movie.
She's
She
alright.
yeah, the Cheetah especially, but Cheetah and Maxwell Lord kind of stole the spotlight for me in this movie, the villains. But
Yeah.
Diana did do a good job, and she did convey like the conflict of kind of the wants versus the needs very well, especially like when
Now,
she was losing the power.
I will also say she was a little bit, for some aspects of the movie, she was a little bit, wah, my boyfriend's dead. Wah, I
Well,
want
yeah,
to
but
keep my boyfriend, but fuck my powers.
yeah, and that was kind of yeah. Actually, I
Yeah.
kind of forgot about those kind of aspects. um, But I feel like that's almost guaranteed in events like that in movies. So
Yeah,
I don't really know how to kind of get that emotional weight. I don't really know
yeah.
what other way they could have done, unless they Walking Dead it and they just kill them instantly without even getting a chance to react. But but yeah, I think overall Wonder Woman 84, in my opinion, was a massive step up from the first
It's a
movie.
good flick.
Yeah, I think it's on par with or slightly below
I think
Aquaman.
it's just, I think it's just as good as the first one. It's, I think,
Oh,
I don't
okay,
know,
I
for
think it's
some
way better than
reason,
the first
I
one.
think, well, depends on your opinion on the first one.
I guess, yeah.
I think DC films are strangely taking this weird comical tone to a sense, but also, I don't know, their tone is strange, because they do Joker, but then they like doing these Elseworld stories,
Yeah, which
I
I'm a
think.
big fan of. I actually think that that's really cool. And I hope I don't they not everything needs to be connected all the time, but they have a massive
But
opportunity
some
to connect them if they
connectivity
do.
would be nice. I
Yes.
think the only two things that I know that are majorly connected now is like Black Adam and Shazam, but like even they aren't as connected.
Yeah, and Shazam isn't, or I mean Black Adam technically isn't even out yet. But
No.
as of now, the DCEU is connected, quotation marks, but I feel like they're not made with the connection definitely in mind. Aquaman maybe is an exception because Aquaman actually did reference the Justice League, like the
Justice
events of
League.
Justice League and
And
stuff.
Justice League kinda referenced
Yeah, it
Aquaman?
kind of sets it up. So like
Just don't read too
Aquaman,
much it. Well,
yeah,
yeah, kinda does, but then Mira goes, "Oi, mate, you want some fish and chips?"
yeah. Let's go sink this sub over here and create a villain. That will be the staple. That villain, Darkseid will come in, and then he'll be like, "Oh, I'm Darkseid," and then out of nowhere, he's just going to get lasers through his chest, and then Black Manta's going to kick over his corpse, and then it's going to be Black Manta is the leader of the bad guys in the final
Okay,
Justice League
alright,
movie,
oh,
and
oh
that's going to be
god.
happening. Then Reverse
This,
Flash from the CW is going to warp out of
no,
time, and he's
no,
going to be right
Cybercrime,
beside him, and
Cybercrime,
then the new
no,
version of Deathstroke is going to be there.
no.
He's going to like, ah, and then they're all
Oh
going to make
god,
a
he's
Legion
going
of
out of
Doom.
control.
I don't know. Ah!
Okay, stop. Okay, there we go. I've turned them off. Wonder Woman 1984. Thumbs up from me and a thumbs up from him. On to the next review. Well, Cybercrime's turned off. I should probably turn him back on. Beep. That takes
Ba-da-da!
a while. Okay, booting up systems,
No,
checking for files.
I'm
Oh,
not a
it's one of
computer.
those. Yeah, you should. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. Do not switch off Cyberprime while in power saving mode. Okay, okay.
I feel
Some
like this is
files may be
patronizing.
corrupted or broken.